Hello, my lovely friends. Welcome to today's strong and stretchy hip opening flow. This will be a playful and fluid vinyasa flow focusing on hip mobility and strength. I really hope that you enjoy this practice. If you haven't already checked out my online membership, I do have a membership called Tana Studio where you will find full-length 1-hour practices along with Pilates workouts, breathwork, meditation, and so much more. So you're welcome to check that out if you would like to. Otherwise, when you're ready, let's get going. So you're welcome to start today at the back of your space. Let's come into a kneeling position. And just find a moment here as you drop into your body and drop into a moment of stillness, of awareness. Close your eyes, gently roll the shoulders back and down. And then take a nice full and relaxed breath in through your nose. Open the mouth side out. One more time like that. Nice full breath in. Exhale, release. Let go of any tension in your physical, energetic, mental body. And then you can slowly open up your eyes and reach your arms up into the sky. Let's find length as we reach into the fingertips. Breathe in. Breathe out. Drop your right hand to the floor beside you and reach over through your left arm. Breathe into your left side body. And then take a little sway over to the other side. Your left hand will meet the floor. Reach into the right arm, creating space across the lateral line of body. And then one more time on each side. Right hand to floor, reach into left arm, breathe in. Last time over towards your left side, dropping your left hand down. Reach into the right fingers as you breathe softly in. And then with your out breath, drop your hands to the floor in front of you. Come into a tabletop position. Tuck your toes under as you reach your chest forwards, coming into your cow pose. Arch your spine. Round your spine a lot. Contract as you push away from the ground through your hands. And again, let's lower the belly, lift your chest through. Exhale, we round, contract. Finding a bit of space and length with each breath, lift your chest forwards. Exhale, round the spine, contract. And then with that out breath, tuck the toes, lift your hips back, make your way right into a downward facing dog. Let's find a wiggle here. Bend into one leg at a time as you charge down into your hands. Give your hips a bit of a sway from left to right. Work into the backs of your legs, hamstrings, calf muscles. And then with that out breath, begin to lift your heels off the floor nice and high. Roll forwards, come into a plank pose. Breathe in, lengthen through the top of your head. And then bend your elbows, come into chaturanga. Making your way into upward facing dog. Charge down into the hands, lift your chest forwards. Slowly roll it back, downward facing dog. And again, lift your heels, roll the way forwards, coming into your plank. To chaturanga, bending elbows. Upward facing, lift through your breastplate. Downward facing, feel into every vertebra of your spine as you melt back through your hips. And again, roll forwards, coming into your plank pose. Chaturanga, bending the elbows. Upward facing, feeling into a sense of warmth from the inside out. Downward facing dog. Take your hips back. Beautiful. Last and final round. Roll forwards, coming into your plank pose. Take your flow vinyasa, bending elbows. Upward facing dog. And downward facing dog on your out breath. Lovely, guys. Now send your right leg into the sky. Come into a three-legged dog. Bend into your knee. Pull your heel towards your bum. And just breathe into the inner thigh here for a moment. With your exhale, guide the right knee over towards your right elbow. Three-legged dog, reach back into your toes. And then step your right foot outside of your right hand, make your way into a lizard lunge. Sink your left knee down to the floor. Press your right hand into your inner right thigh as you roll onto the outer blade of your right foot. Take a moment here. Feel into that opening through inner thigh. And then nice and slowly, you're gonna reach the right hand behind you. If you have a bind, you can grab onto the left foot with your right hand, easing into that left hip flexor. Pretty intense. If you don't have it, don't worry about it. Okay, gently release, drop your right hand down to the floor. Lift your left knee off the floor and kick your right leg back, come into your three-legged dog. Breathe in, breathe out, look forwards, three-legged plank, shoulders over wrists. Take any vinyasa that is working for you here, coming into your chaturanga to up dog. And then downward facing, we roll the hips back. See if you can find a continuous steady flow of breath through the nose here. Send your left leg tall, three-legged dog. Bending into left leg. Breathe into the inner thigh. Left knee to left elbow. Loading the arms, we lean forwards. Three-legged, reach back. Lizard lunge, left foot outside of left hand. Sinking right knee down to earth. Left hand meets the inner left thigh. And find a gentle kind of press as you roll onto the knife edge of your left foot. Notice how this side feels. If you took a bind on the first side, you're welcome to grab onto your right foot with your left hand. Push away from the floor through your right hand and breathe. Nice and slowly, let go of your foot if you have it. Left hand meets the floor, lift your right knee off the earth and kick your left toes back. Come into your three-legged dog, breathe in. Breathe out, shift forwards into your three-legged plank to chaturanga. Take whatever flow you had on the first side. You're welcome to slow it down, exploring each moment, each breath with some curiosity and playfulness. All right, let's move on. Reach your right leg tall, come into your three-legged dog. Guide the right knee to the right elbow, lean forwards. Three-legged, reach back again. And then find a low lunge, step lightly in between your hands, peel the heart forwards as you drive the shoulders back. Exhale, long pyramid pose, hamstring stretch, bow over your right thigh a lot. Bend your knee again, come into your lunge. And then make your way into standing splits, kicking your left leg into the sky. I want you to reach back into your toes. Point the toes as you guide your chest a bit closer towards your right leg. Left foot meets the right foot, coming into a forward fold, bow over both legs here. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, fold forwards. High mountain now, let's rise. Reach the arms up into the sky as you lengthen out of your waist. Exhale, hands pull together at your chest in prayer. Inhale, let's rise up again, growing tall. Exhale, fold forwards. Allow it to become like a moving meditation. Lift your chest halfway. Exhale, step or jump back into your plank position and then take your flow, bending elbows, chaturanga to upward facing, feeling the energy in the chest. And then we roll it back, downward facing dog. Sending your left leg tall, come into your three-legged dog. Guide the left knee over to the left elbow, leaning forwards, loading the arms. Three-legged, radiate through the back foot. Low lunge with a light energy, we step forwards, feeling into each breath, each moment. Inhale. Exhale, long pyramid pose. Melt over your front leg. You're welcome to lift the back heel a little bit here. Breathe in. And then bend into your knee again. Come back into your lunge. Standing splits, you're on your left foot, kicking your right leg into the sky. Working deeply into your left hamstring here, as well as challenging your balance a little bit. Inhale. Exhale, right foot meets the left foot. We meet in a forward fold, Uttanasana. Halfway lift, breathe in. Breathe out, fold forwards. High mountain, feel the energy move up your legs, your spine, your arms, your fingers. Exhale, hands together at chest. Inhale, let's rise again, high mountain pose. Exhale, we fold the body forwards, melt down. One breath, one movement, halfway lift. Exhale, step or jump back into your plank position. Take your flow, bending elbows. Upward facing dog, lift your chest through. And then downward Facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Beautiful, guys. We're going to do that again and build a little sequence so you're a little bit more familiar now. Reach your right leg tall, come into your three-legged dog, and then guide the right knee to the right elbow. Three-legged reach back again. Exhale, low lunge. Step forwards, melt your heart through in between the gates of your shoulders. Long pyramid pose, melt over your right leg. Sense that fluidity. Bend into your knee, come back into your lunge. Lift your gaze, and then make your way into your standing splits, kicking your left leg into the sky. Activate the back leg as you hug your chest towards your right thigh. We are going to make our way into one-legged mountain pose now. So take your time, pulling your left knee all the way up and into the heart space. Wrap your hands around your left shin bone and give it a little squeeze here as you grow tall. And then nice and slowly, we're gonna make our way right into dancer's pose. So left hand meets the inner part of the left ankle bone, reach the right arm tall, breathe in, kick into your left hand a lot, and find your drishti on moving spot in front of you. Using the strength of your quad here and the flexibility of your quad and your spine. Nice and slowly, you can come out of it. Let go of your foot, listen carefully. Weave your left knee behind your right leg. Come into your curtsy squat, reaching hands behind you. Breathe in, nice and low through your knees. And then as you breathe out, drop the hands to the floor, come back into your standing splits. Reach your left toes tall. Breathe in. We're going to meet in a reverse warrior. Let the left foot lightly meet the floor, stretch into the right fingers, lengthen out of your waist. And then exhale, come into side angle pose. Nice and low into your right knees, stretch into your left arm. Reverse your warrior again, lengthen upwards. Exhale, come into rainbow warrior, bend into the left knee, straighten through your right leg. And then glide forwards, come into reverse warrior again, stretch into that right arm. One more time, just like that. Rainbow warrior, take it back. Inhale, reverse. Glide forwards, reach into the right fingerprints. And then look over to the back of your space. Swivel all the way to the back of your mat. Low lunge, meet your left foot. Kick your left leg into the sky, come into your three-legged dog. Reach into the back toes. And then step forwards in between your hands. Come into a low lunge. Breathe in. Breathe out. Sink the right knee to the floor, still facing the back of our space. We're making our way into half splits for a moment. Juicy hamstring stretch. Lift your chest. Inhale. Exhale, fold the body forwards, melt closer towards your left leg. With that out breath, lift your gaze. Standing split, still facing the back of our mat. You're kicking your right leg into the sky. Lots of balance today and deep hamstring work. So I want you to reach the leg into the sky as much as you can. Just play and see what happens. Take a breath. We're meeting in our reverse warrior. Right foot meets the ground behind you. Stretch up and over into your left arm. Take a full breath into the left side. Listen carefully, Skandasana, side lunge, right leg bends, left leg straightens. Breathe into your hips. Skandasana over to the back. And then swivel all the way forwards, meet your right foot at the front of your space. Kick your right leg into the sky, come into a three-legged dog. Reach into the back foot, breathe in. Breathe out, hug the right knee into the chest, and then cross the right foot over your left thigh in a figure four dog. Push into your hands a lot here for a moment as you continue to lift your hips just as we do in our dog. And then lift your gaze. Come into pigeon pose. I want you to drop your right shin bone down to the floor in front of you. Playing with a bit of an active pigeon first. So make sure that your right knee is all the way over to the right. Tuck the back toes. I want you to lift your left knee and maybe your thigh off the floor. So the leg is quite nice and active and your spine is in a longer shape here. Take a breath. Just explore this wherever you are. Okay, we're gonna play with a little bit of mermaid. So this is quite a strong hip opener. So obviously working our external rotation as well as our quads. So you're gonna reach your left arm up and then reach it behind you. If you have the range, start to bend into the back leg. You might grab onto the foot, you may not. Don't worry about it wherever you are. If you have the range, in a crease of left elbow to foot, right arm reaches up, and then we bend into that elbow at the top and grab onto your left hand with your right hand. Wherever you are, hold and breathe and just play with what you have without forcing anything. Breathe, explore. Beautiful, guys. You can slowly let that go. Releasing that, drop your hands to the floor in front of you, tuck the back toes, and send your right leg into the sky. Come into a three-legged dog, reach back, lift your gaze and look forwards. Option to play with your three-legged plank to chaturanga or any vinyasa that is working for you. We're all gonna meet in our downward facing dog. Grounding here with a nice full connected breath in. And then giving a nice big sigh. Release, let go of expectation and just play. Left leg reaches back, three-legged dog. Guide the left knee to the left elbow. Three-legged reach back. Step forwards, now low lunge. Finding that landing, reach through your chest as you lower your hips a lot. Long pyramid pose melts over your left leg. Find your lunge, bend into the knee again, lift your chest. Make your way into standing splits, kick your right leg into the sky. Reach into those toes as you hug your chest closer towards your left leg. Breathe in. Make your way into one-legged mountain pose. Take your time as you pull the right knee all the way up and into the heart space, wrapping hands around right shin bone. Give it a squeeze, hold and breathe. Find your focus. And then we'll make our way right into dancer's pose. So right hand to inner part of right ankle bone, left arm stretches into the sky. Start to kick into your hand. Play within your own range. Don't worry too much about what it looks like. I just want you to focus on the space in front of you and kick as much as you can into your right hand. Take another breath. Coming out of it nice and slow. Let go of your foot and then weave your right knee behind your left leg. Come into your curtsy squat with hands stretching behind you. Find a buoyancy through the lower body, the legs. Breathe in. And then breathing out, hands meet the floor, standing splits. Kick your right leg all the way back into the sky. Breathe into your hips. We're meeting in a reverse warrior. Right foot meets the ground, reach up and over into the left arm, create that space and that length. Side angle pose. Let's bring it back down and stretch into the right arm. Reverse your warrior, breathe in. Make your way into rainbow warrior now. Swiveling over to the back, reach the hands behind you. And then glide the body forwards, just like a fluid dance, fluid movement. Stretch into the left arm, reverse warrior. One more time, rainbow. Take it back. Reverse for a last time. Stretch up and over into the left arm as you plug into the left foot. And then make your way all the way to the back of your space, low lunge. Meet your right foot, back of your mat. Take an inhale. Exhale, three-legged dog. Stretch your right leg back. As you kick into your foot, breathe in. Step forwards, low lunge. Lightly landing in between your hands. Your left knee will meet the mat. Half splits pose. Hamstring stretch. Keep your right foot flexed. Breathe in, lift your chest. Breathe out, fold forwards. Relax the shoulders. Relax the face, your energy as a whole, and continue to embody that sense of playfulness here. Look forwards, bend into the right knee, make your way into standing splits, doing your best. Reach into the left toes, hands on either side of your right leg. Point those toes and see if you can lift your left leg a little bit higher here. all meet in a reverse warrior. Left foot lightly meets the ground. Stretch up and over into your right arm. Create that space. And then make your way into Skandasana. Left knee bends. Right leg straightens. Hands to heart space. Swivel over to the back. Skandasana. And then make your way all the way over to the front of your mat. Low lunge, meet your left foot. Kick your left leg into the sky. Three-legged dog, radiate through that back foot. And then guide the left knee into the chest. Come into your figure four dog. Left foot over right thigh. Charge into the hands. Really try to push the hips back. Breathe here. Working into that external rotation on your left side. Make your way into pigeon pose, active variation. Your shin bone meets the floor. You're going to tuck the back toes and try to find length through the spine. So coming into essentially a back bend, spinal extension here. Reach through your chest and see if you can engage the back leg as you keep your back knee lifted. Just doing your best. Hold and breathe for a moment. Now begin to reach your right arm into the sky. If you played with mermaid on the other side, play with that, go for it, just see how you go. This is maybe where you stay today, that's perfectly fine. If you have the range, guiding the foot into the inner crease of your right elbow, left arm will reach up, and then we bend into that elbow and maybe find a bind with the hands. Lots of things happening here. Left leg is externally rotated and your right hip flexor is coming into deep extension. Take one more breath. Okay, nice and slowly, make your way out of it. Release that. Place your hands on the floor in front of you. Tuck those right toes and send your left leg back. Come into your three-legged dog. Breathe in. Play with your three-legged plank to chaturanga. If you took that on the first side, just flowing, breathing, and exploring. Let's meet in our downward facing dog. Land here. Spread into your toes, your fingers, and then take a full, juicy breath in. Sigh and release, let it go. Lift your heels off the floor, sink your knees down to the ground. Come into a Virasana position, kneeling position. Just rest your hands on top of your thighs for a moment as you drop into a moment of stillness. Close your eyes and just sense the movement, the rhythm of your breath. Maybe an elevated heart rate here, and sense the energy that you've created through this embodiment practice. Loosen up and allow any sounds, smells, or input around you to just become part of your practice in this moment without resisting it. Just giving into the flow of life. Surrendering. You can very gently open up your eyes and flop your hips over to one side. Let's make our way into a comfortable seat of your choice, cross-legged seat if that feels good. Let's seal in today's practice with a conscious breath. You can guide the hands into the heart and just take a nice full and long breath in. Exhale, release as you sigh. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this little stretchy and strong practice. Please let me know how it went for you in the comment section down below. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so. It would mean the world to me to really have you part of this community. And it's also a great way to support all of the free content that I share on here. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you're welcome to check that out. That's Tana Yoga. The link is in the description box down below. It's a bit of a weird name, but it is what it is. But you can follow me for daily updates and all kinds of nonsense on there if you are at all interested. And then otherwise, check out my membership, guys. There's lots of really fun and cool stuff going on in there. And I'm basically just doing a complete revamp of my website. And there's just going to be a lot more content coming your way.
and some few exciting things, and that will be going live in September. So stay tuned for that. And otherwise, have a beautiful day. I'll see you soon.